Going to. Okay, wait. So I'm in a Roman collar, and you don't have. I hope you have pants on. Who knows? I mean, okay. They're just on. Okay, got it. No, I got it. That's it. Okay. Without a shirt, it's very hard to attach the lavalier, which I know from other experiences. So I'm just saying. Hey, language, please. Language. I know. We're not talking about that today, are we? I mean, which we. That, that's the topic you have for us? Okay. Are you ready to clap? What? The usual excuses. I went and the usual excuses. Hello? I'm hearing a lot of meow, meow, meow. Oh my gosh, you're so ready. You were here early. Well, 2 minutes.
Record. There we go. Okay, I'm ready to clap whenever you are, sir.
1, 2,
Oh,
1.
no, I didn't do it.
1,
Right, I remember.
2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then clap. Okay.
Yes, I know.
1, 2.
Solid. Come on, you make a face like that wasn't good.
No, because there's a delay. It doesn't sound like we're
Right.
clapping at the same time. But I think that's
Well,
because,
that's Jason's problem, not ours.
Yeah, that's very
Right?
Yeah, no, you got a good point. Actually, the clap I think is on the other. Anyway.
Whatever.
Fantastic. I'm sorry that I had a delay, but I got a lead to a hot tip on how to schedule through the labyrinthian New York politics to get a shot. So I got my shot.
Good.
That's what this button
Oh, because you're connected.
No, not really. I mean, it's through the New York portal. It's open to everyone, but the thing is that with white privilege, I can find it. Not on it. That's seriously the truth.
Yeah, right, I know.
I mean,
I know.
It is.
I know that. It's true.
It's crap.
It's true. I mean, I'm not I'm a
not
person
saying
of no privilege, but I've been experienced.
I'm not saying I shouldn't get it like that, but I say everyone should get it like that. You know?
Everyone should get it like that. If you don't have access to the internet or easy access to the internet, things like that become impossible. And it's the last thing on your fucking mind.
Yeah, I mean, you're working 2 jobs? Yeah.
If you're working.
Yeah. All right. I know you're not working. I know. I got it.
You brought it up. Why, Jason? Edit this out. I need a job. Put that in.
What I'm really enjoying a lot is, first of all, I really enjoyed all those voice texts yesterday.
Me too.
Which I find so hilarious because there's something that you do that cracks me up. I do it with myself all the time, which is I panic all the time just to make myself laugh.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
Oh God, now what? You know, there's always that.
Totally. For me, honestly, it is a coping mechanism for being on the edge of real panic. Really. Like,
Yeah,
I'm much closer to not being on that edge of panic. Like, for a while after coming off meth, it's like, what's that face?
That's I'm close to panic because
Oh, wow.
I'm just
Okay.
off crystal. I mean, do you want to see it again, or are you all right?
I can show you the exact real face. I made the right decision, right? This is harder, but it's better in the long run, right? How many weeks later does it get better? Oh, a lot. It takes a long time.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
It really does.
I was on a call earlier today, and one of the guys, it was a big call, it was about homelessness in LA, and one of the guys had been formerly homeless,
Right.
and he was just kind of walking through. For him, it was drugs, and he was talking about that.
Sure,
And he was
that's
just
often the reason.
You're on the street, and the drugs put you on the street, but the drugs are the things that allow you to survive on the street, in the sense
Right.
of it medicates you so things don't hurt as much. You're just like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I had somebody, so I did a post today that was like, a Keefe's High post that said, if you walk by a homeless person and you don't give them $1 because you think, get a job, fuck you. Right now, right? And then somebody wrote, what if I think he's going to spend it on heroin? I was like, well, don't give him the money and enjoy your warm home. Right?
Yeah.
Because I could have said it a different way. Because what I mean to say really is like, it's none of your fucking business. But like, if you're giving them money or whatever, for me, I'm like, take this $1.
Yeah. But
And I understand.
But I think not just the $1 to someone in the street, but generosity overall.
Absolutely.
No, but generosity has two levels in the sense of you give whatever it is you give, and then you give away the power to control what happens to that which you give.
You
know what I mean?
have to.
Are you willing to do both those givings?
Right.
Whether it's your kid
Right.
or anything else. Like, are you really doing it? Yeah.
Right.
It took me a long time to understand, actually.
Me too. And it really took me going through, like I would have said that before, but going through all the shit that I went through, it put me in a place where I'm like, yeah, like when you're desperate and you're on drugs and you want to get through the night, like find that person a place where they can come off heroin right now.
How about that if you really care? Yeah.
And how do you do that right now? Like where is that right now for that person? You know what I mean? Like those programs I'm sure are happening, but like I bet there's very difficult to get into and not easy to maintain. Like nobody's fucking got their shit together yet, administratively.
You know, so it's like, at me. I didn't cause this.
I gotta shout at somebody, because I'm off the street now. I'm done shouting at that poor lady on the corner. Bitch, put your mask on.
Poor thing. Now, are you set?
Who, me?
Ready?
Yes.
Are you set and ready? Okay, good.
Yes, I'm ready. We're talking.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I think so. I'm gonna turn this. I'm gonna turn this off because this is kind of. I tried a speaker would be good. It's not. Let me try earphones. Can I hear you? Can you talk?
Yeah. I mean,
earphones. See, it's not finding it yet. Give me 1 second, okay? Because it sometimes takes a second for it to disengage from the Bluetooth. Maybe that's the best option. I could hear you okay.
But the thing is,
am I getting bleed? I might get bleed. I probably want to get the headphones.
You're probably going to bleed
I hear
without
you.
the headphones. But
Yep. Give me 1 second. Wow. Nothing's easy with you, is it?
Not really.
It's going to take, look at this. This is the future, right?
Need to see. I don't need the things shaking at me. Thank you.
I know. I imagine it must be very difficult to resist anything being shaken in your face at this point.
I don't need that. Thank you very much.
Just a second. Now I can't hear a thing. So I'm sure you hear me well and whatever. No, right, left. Everything's hard. No. Fake panic. Oh, but real panic. Come on.
The panic part.
Breathe. You can do it.
Okay.
It's not that hard.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
That's not right or left.
It's coming. I can feel it. The thing is, I can't hear you, but this is being well recorded on your device.
You can't hear me? You cannot hear me?
Not yet. Not yet.
Wait, you can hear me now?
I can hear you kind of.
Oh. Then these don't work then.
They're not working very well.
Okay, so we're going to do this, and then if there's a bleed, then Jason's going to deal with it. Can you hear me now?
Where's your headset? You think no?
I don't have my Bluetooth that I was using before.
It was a Bluetooth, yeah. Okay, great.
It won't charge because it's broken. And I spent my last 94 cents on brown gravy.
Got it.
For real.
You have to do what you have to do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow, brown gravy. So you're pretty good that you're not recording me coming through as well?
I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure.
How are you listening to me?
I'm listening to you over my computer. So it's in the air, so I'm probably recording you as well. So that's going to be bleeding a problem. So, I mean, I can put my headphones back in. I don't know why they're doing that.
No, it's not. I mean, let's go forward with this because I'm trying to sort out that he will have a good side of you. He'll have a good side of me, but the Zoom won't be as useful.
Right, and I'll try to back up a bit so I can hear you, but like maybe, yeah. Can you talk?
Yeah.
Okay,
you
great.
You can still hear me, yes?
Great. Let me get my glasses on because I'm seeing you now, but I can't see you. I'm trouble. I know. Nobody gets involved with me says,
is it too
that's
late?
Easy.
Is it too late to get someone else?
Where's Macaulay Culkin? I thought he was starting this week.
No. Okay.
How about that guy, the guy that he was with in all those movies? No, that wasn't him. Corey's? Any of the Coreys alive?
I think all the Coreys are still doing other things.
No. One Corey's dead. One Corey's alive.
Feldman's dead?
Yeah. No.
Or Hames.
Corey Hames.
Hames?
Drug overdose.
Yeah.
Corey Feldman somehow didn't.
I know it. It's never the people you put the money on.
Never the more talented one either. Always the most talented ones who go out the first. And then the half talents are like, I made it.
No, everyone else died.
Everyone else died. So yeah, here's your TV show.
Oh wait, that's it? Okay, so
The Corey Feldman Hour.
do we want to talk about how we met and all that?
Yeah,
Is that what we want
sure.
to do today?
Yeah,
Okay,
let's
good.
do. So let's talk about how we met and maybe do a little let's start the conversation. I mean, it seems so, I don't want to make it too artificial.
It's it will be artificial when we start,
Yeah,
and then
let's just start talking about it. So for me, okay, so we met doing the play with Dan Savage. I think, was that the first time we had met?
Yeah, I think that is the first time we met.
How did you end up? So we did Morning Becomes Electra, Dan Savage, back in 94, maybe?
93, maybe.
Maybe 93. I just moved to town, 92. It was the first show that I did that really put me on the tiny map that is Seattle's map. Like,
Hey, yeah, absolutely.
But I got noticed, right?
Yeah. So that was in 93, let's say 93.
93. Okay, so a year after I moved there. Let's talk about how you ended up in that show, because I'll tell you how I ended up there, but I don't no idea how you ended up in that show.
Well, a lot of people had that question, I think.
Why were you in that show first? How? Why?
Remember back when we said all the talented people had died?
Yes.
And it was just, some of us...
Was it AIDS?
The
scourge
probably
left
probably,
you standing.
Or the bubonic plague. I'm older than I look.
Wherever, what year was it? 18, 17, 92?
No,
Mr. Shakespeare.
I was in that show because Dan saw me in a show at Annex that Jillian Arminati had directed, a Charles Ludlam play called Exquisite Torture.
Oh, nice.
So I was in that play. I was in that play with a whole bunch of wonderful people, including. I mean, Jillian is a wonderful director, and we had a terrific time. It was a great production.
Were you in Camille too? This is outside of probably what anyone cares about, but were you in Camille as well?
I was. In
I love that show. That was the first show that I saw.
I played Armand, the lover.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I did see you in that. Burton Curtin, Burton Curtin is the one I remember.
Oh yeah, come on.
But that's like the show that I saw, because that was before, and I was like, wow. And that's been like a benchmark for me as a performer, his performance in that. And that whole production. When he goes in, like, eats the scenery,
the whole thing, just so fantastic.
So good.
Yeah. And so Dan had seen me in that and then wanted to cast me in Morning Becomes Electra.
That's great.
So that's where it went from there.
Did you know him before that?
I did not. He found me after a show and asked if I would be in it. So
he asked you to be in it? You didn't have to audition?
I don't think I auditioned.
Right.
I don't think there were. I don't know. Well, I don't know if there were auditions, but
you didn't.
I did not. He'd already seen me in the show and wanted me to do it. So
right. That's great.
Yeah, I was, and the process was very particular because, as you recall, we spent a lot of time making the script, as in like radical cutting and adjusting the O'Neill,
Yeah.
And we were in the room. I don't know that we were doing that much, but we were reading things as they were cut and pushed together. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a straight audition for it. I don't remember how I heard about it. I didn't know who Dan Savage was. I think I might have known about Savage Love at that time. I probably did.
Well,
but I didn't feel like...
He'd done a couple other plays before that.
Yeah, right. But I hadn't seen them. I knew that he had done Medea and something else, but it doesn't matter. But I hadn't seen anything. Macbeth. I saw Macbeth. That was before, right?
Yeah, it was, I think.
Yeah, so I'd seen that. I don't know how I got the call. I did a straight audition, just like whatever I did. And then he cast me. But he actually cast me, and no one's going to care about this, but this is for us. Andrew Sakis' role, that's the role I was going to play originally.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he cast me as Hazel. And we came in and did a read with Andrew and I in the room, and he was like, I don't remember who decided to switch. And then it made sense. Like, Andrew was so great.
Well, and you
perfect.
were terrific as the Christian girl. Yeah.
Perfect. And then I had the opportunity to create that role that I had, which was such a minor role in the original script, into like what I did,
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
No, that was fantastic, and that was such a different aesthetic. Not necessarily for me in the sense of some of the stuff we were doing at Annex and Charles Ludlam was going in that direction certainly, and I think that's kind of stuff that informed Dan as well.
Yeah.
And the production that came out of it. And I mean, the direction was not terribly strong, not because Dan's not a strong director. It's just that he didn't really have the skill. He doesn't have the skill set to talk to actors and figure it out.
No.
Other than just get angry, because it's not right. You're like, well, okay. And I think it was a good experience, and I really enjoyed it.
What he's good at is what he was good at when he was doing shows like that was having a concept,
absolutely,
not being afraid to like just throw everything at the wall, and getting the right people.
Yeah, and that good Lord.
And making bold choices. Like he would make bold choices, costume wise, set wise, get the right team. But as far as acting stuff, no.
Yeah, that was not the thing.
Not his strength.
But
we didn't need it.
Yeah, and it was so good to do that downtown in an old crappy theater, and
my God,
what a wonderful experience to do. The audiences loved it so much.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. It was so much fun. It was so much fun to work with you, and being in the dressing room, all that stuff. It was such a strongly good time, and that you and I connected with everybody in this play, but I think out of everybody in that show, you're the one that I made the strongest connection with as far as like backstage giggling.
Oh my God, totally screwing around. And then it seemed like we spent a lot of time going out afterwards, after rehearsals and that sort of thing. I remember us sitting at the Cuff, I think, and like there would be like a big bowl of peanuts or something, and we're just like exhausted. And this whole thing going on around us, like whatever.
We went out to Brass Connection too, probably, I'm sure. Did you go out with us the night we all got dressed up? I remember Charles was there, Dan was there. Were you out there too? I had this long blonde wig on.
Oh, yes. We went out dancing, kind of to promote the show, but we were all in costume, and I remember squeezing into the 1911.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And having beer, because I would be there all the time as an annex actor, but then to be there like in full drag and to feel, for me, the experience of being in drag in the world is such a strong experience, because it just makes you fearless. You're just like, yeah,
totally.
It's
and
really
I had this long blonde wig on, this hat, and this tiny outfit on, and these high boots on, right? And it was the first time I remember, because I can feel this power in myself now, especially after the dance stuff and like the way that I can be in public and control, not the way I'm perceived necessarily, but like have that power of being what's up? But like being in drag like that was the first, going out to the Brass Connection. Like I would go to the Brass Connection not in drag, and I would sit in the corner and be like, nobody likes me. Right? And I just never would have fun. I wouldn't go out to bars unless my friends wanted to go dancing. But I wasn't a person who picked up people in bars. I never felt comfortable in gay bars in that way. But to go in and drag and to be like, not yes, whatever we were saying at the time, whatever the word was at the time, like,
I think it was prithee and forsooth. It was a while ago.
What's going on? Oh, rather.
Forsooth. Or whatever the younger drag queens are saying.
Yes.
Zoom.
Hit my snuff. Pinch, just a pinch. Keeps you going all night long. It really does too.
But it really is so strong. It really is. Because I was in, those huge high heels and that kind of frilly pink pen noir sort of set.
Oh my God, your outfit, ridiculous.
Which is like just basically panties and a gauzy top. It was ridiculous.
Ridiculous. And to go out and to have the balls to go out into public.
But the thing is that once you're out there, it's all balls. You're just like,
right, totally.
You. I'm in a big pink outfit, and two wigs, not one, two wigs. Back
that's
off.
right. That's right. And it's one thing to be in a gay bar and do that, but then with going between the bars, because you have to step up, right? You cannot just be half-ass about it. You can't be like, hey Joe, just walk into the next bar in this fucking outfit. Like you gotta like. Sit, hey honey, what's up, girl? Like you got to do it, or disappear. I mean, like what are you like? You're making yourself a target if you're not like the strongest person on the street, and just being like, because everyone wants you to be.
Yeah, and it was totally fun to do that out on the street. But then every night, and I recall I was killed early in the show. Well, not early enough for some people.
For some people.
I think there were 3 acts, and I didn't do the third act, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Because Charles took over, I mean.
Yeah. So I would be in the bar having a bourbon because it was in the back there. And hanging out. Why not?
Totally.
So
Like, what are you gonna do?
I could watch that last act and do. And
Oh my
some
God,
wonderful
that
stuff.
scene. I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but that scene where I get killed, where I'm being chased by.
Is that where the Bible shot out of your hand?
Yes.
Oh my God, that is the funniest thing ever.
Right? I don't know how it occurred to me to do it, and if I thought about it too much, I couldn't do it. Right? Because it just had to happen.
Could I hear that squeal?
I don't know what it was. I don't know the squeal. I remember Mrs. Manning. I remember the voice a little bit. Like, Mrs. Manning! Rise and shine and give God the glory, glory, rise and shine. All that, right?
Oh my God.
That's all I had to do. And just be nice. Like, and just be like, oh, hi, everybody. What's
Like
going on here?
oppressively nice.
Oppressively nice, right. There was no complexity to the character. You never saw, like, a darker side. You never saw her, like, have any other interest except, like, naive sort of, like, what's up? Like, and obliviousness. Like, that was her main thing.
Yeah, that was totally fun. And so we did that, and then I remember Dan saying, okay, we really want you to do St. John, the next play. I was like,
Right.
Zip.
You did.
Rehearsal started, and it was like, I guess someone changed their mind.
My phone still works. Does, still working.
No, the cricket phone. I mean, it was nothing. Did you do St. Joan?
What's that?
Did you do St. Joan?
I did.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Sorry. And then I went on to do King John after that, playing
Yeah,
King
okay,
John.
yeah.
If you want to talk about my ascendancy, we can do that.
I'm not that interested. I don't think people are that interested.
I agree. But actually, because for me, like if we're going to talk about our past, that's it. Like I remember we would talk afterwards, not a lot, and then I remember seeing you one time, I think before you went off, when you'd made the decision to leave.
I left in the fall of '95.
Right. And so we didn't really hang out after that. But I remember coming over to your place. Is that possible? Were you in Central District? Or am I thinking of some trick that I went to see?
No, I was living in a house. Alice and
Right.
Ivor and a bunch of us lived in a house, her mom's house.
Right.
On
Where?
The back of Capitol Hill.
Okay.
Like,
So that
the
would be
top
down
of the
towards
Milwaukee.
Central District E, like in that
Yeah.
weird area.
But a big old house.
Yeah, but a big old house. I remember
Yeah.
coming over. I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like I went into your bedroom and we talked and you had made the decision, but I don't remember talking to you a lot about why you had made the decision. Or I was like, that's interesting. Decision.
Oh, interesting. You decided to become a priest.
Did you see the show you were in that we were in? Okay, cool.
Did you see that? You know what? The interesting thing is that the people that I was in conversation with about application to the Jesuits, and I told you this
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah.
They came to see that show.
They did.
They came, and I still remember them coming. And I was like, prancing around, a big
Right.
old drag queen, and they had a ball.
Yeah.
And they
you
were
were did you have any discomfort about that, or did you know at that point that they were cool?
Well, I knew that they were cool, but I was also really clear that I needed to really make it clear what it is that who I was.
Yeah.
And was there a place for me
Right.
in the Jesuits? And
Right.
it's not like I'm just a drag queen.
Right.
I'm not really even a drag queen.
Right. Let's be real about it.
I mean, frankly, I mean, it's too much work to start.
Really? My God, I'm not a drag queen. I've done drag, but to say I'm a drag queen, no.
No, good Lord.
Good Lord, no. God love them.
I do too,
Oh,
but
I have done
find it
drag.
work.
See, I don't think you had this experience because I don't know that we did changing. I did a show in college, and we did a number. It was at a local bar, and I was in drag. I played whatever chicklet in Psycho Beach Party, and it was a huge fun summer. But we did like a performance, like we did at a bar. Like nobody wants to see you doing it at the drag show.
Yeah.
Just sell the show, and we were in the change room in the back, which was a broom closet with water on the floor, and there might as well have been open wires. You know what I mean? And a broken mirror that somebody had like shimmied onto the wall. And you're
Everything
back
but
there with
like
these
a
bitches.
piss
They don't care
can.
about you. They're like, you're just like, you're like, I'm in a show. And they're like, no. Like, no one gives a fuck. Right? But it's like, that's hard life.
It's
That's
very
hard.
And that's those drag performers, especially that kind of drag performer.
Yes.
They are tough.
Yes, you have to be.
They're
You have to be.
Yeah.
You have to be. If you're going to put yourself up on stage like that night after night, people are going to sling shit at you. And if you can't take it and sling it back, you're not going to last long.
Yeah.
You're just
So
not. And like when you see RuPaul's Drag Race, Like the winners, like I'm trying to remember who the one from New York was. Like some of the best winners, I think, are the ones that you can imagine running a drag show. Because not all of them could run a drag show. Like you have to be able to get up in front of the audience and go like, "What's up, bitches? Blah, 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 blah. Hey, sit the fuck down." Whatever. Just be that kind of drag queen if you're really going to represent. Because you can't just get up. You're not going to be introduced every time. No. And be like the star who comes and does his little number and leaves. If you want to be a real drag queen who's working, you got to be able to go, "This is the room. This is tonight. Shut the fuck up."
There were wonderful performers in Seattle.
What's that?
Actually, in Spokane, when I was in college in Spokane too. You know, there were performers that, you know, had been doing, I mean, it's 1985.
Right.
In Spokane.
Right.
I mean, that's a tough circuit.
Yes.
I mean, and
talk about the drag queens in Tallahassee, Florida in 1988 at a bar that was only gay on Friday and Saturday nights. I think Saturday was kind of halfsies. and she was like, she had breasts, but she still had her dick. So she could like take her top off. She'd be like, "This is still legal, you cunts." Like she was just nasty. The Southern drag queen, right? Like Southern drag queens can be like great, love them, but like, wow.
Well, you know that whole dynamic between like the fiercer the repression.
Right.
The counter is just that much stronger.
It has to be.
It has to be.
It has to be. You have to come back as
Seattle,
hard.
Portland, who can even tell if you're a drag queen? I mean, who?
Right. So, are you a hippie? Are you a drag queen? Are you what?
Whatever.
It's all good. It's all good. Blah.
Tallahassee, that's something else.
Tallahassee in 1986, 87. I marched in a pride parade at Tallahassee, gay pride parade. There were 10 of us, maybe 12, right? And we marched through downtown up to the Capitol. And there were people picketing us.
There were more people picketing you than there
were
for you.
Probably. Yeah.
Well, good for you. Well,
yay, I did it.
So we didn't really talk after that, really. Not because we didn't talk. We just,
That life is life, you know what I mean? We weren't that, it's like those kind of theater relationships that are really great. And I can have these relationships very easily. And maybe it's partly because of who I am and partly because of the world I live in theater. Where you get very, very close to somebody and it's not real.
Yeah.
I do genuinely care for you and still I'm glad we've reconnected. But you get close. And then you move, and then other things happen, and you don't maintain all of those relationships.
Yeah,
and that's a pattern for me anyway, but like, it's indicative, it's like, not indicative, it's a part of the world of theater. Like you work with so many people, I do a show, Owen Meany's Christmas Carol, I did it like 9 years in a row, every Christmas, and there would be a cast of like 30 other people in it, playing the kids and all this, and I was the star, the lead person. And
the star, as you think of it, yeah.
I said star.
Okay, all right. You were the draw, I think, is the real.
Oh, no. No, okay. After a while. But I'd be doing it, and there's like people would be, and I'm like, were you in that show with me? Like people that years later, that I got to know and stuff, and I'm like, sorry, no offense, I didn't remember that you were in it. You were a cow. Come on.
No one remembers the cow.
Honestly. I'm sure you were great. I like you.
Was that Owen Meany through Book It?
Yeah, it was through Book It, yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, I think that really wraps up our getting to know each other story because that's it. And then in my world, you went off and became a priest, and I was always like, well, not why. I mean, kind of why, but like, how do you reconcile that with your life? I, at that point, wasn't as open-minded about religion as I am now. Not that I was closed-minded, like, he made the wrong decision. You'll never, I was not that person, but I was like, why would you do that? I don't understand. I mean, in a way that I do more now. So I just was like, that's where you lived in my mind.
Yeah, and the reasons I joined were not the reasons, as you know, that you stay.
Right, of course.
Like any relationship, yeah.
Right. There's abuse. There's money.
Cash.
A lot of reasons to stay in a relationship.
Lack of
blackmail.
Yeah.
What?
Lack of opportunities.
Lack of opportunities. Your freshness date has passed. A lot of things.
All right, whatever. Yeah. Yeah. And so you continued to do theater the last 25 years. And,
yeah, pretty much.
And work as an actor. That's what you did.
I mean, work is... to say I worked as an actor is not exactly correct. I did not work as an actor. I did a lot of theater. I only did one show at the Seattle Rep where I made a living wage. I kind of did with Book It after a while, owing me any of that. I still had a job, but I would get paid a fairly decent wage for that. But the Seattle Rep show, I think, is the only show that I did where I was like a working actor doing, getting a steady check.
Yeah. What show was that?
It was, it was I loved it so much I forgot the name. Inspecting Carol.
People in it?
Inspecting Carol. Yep.
Nice.
They brought it back. So it was a standard at the Rep for many, many years with the original company. They were repertory theater, whatever. They all originated the roles. I'm sure they were hilarious in them. If you're listening, I'm sure you all were great. And then they decided, like, for the whatever anniversary it was of Seattle Rep, that they were going to redo the show and cast it with all fresh new faces of Seattle comedy. Burton was in it. Ian Bell, all these people.
I saw part of a tech or a rehearsal for that. And but I didn't, because I remember Burton and who did the set? Did Matt Smucker do the set for that?
No.
Yeah. I can't remember why I was there, but I was there for just a tech or something.
There were a lot of really great people in it. But
the magic was the originators originated the roles and did.
I guess. I mean, the script was really a piece of poo, and it just was like, I was playing. It's based on an inspector calls, whatever. Somebody shows up, blah blah. So I was the rube that shows up at this theater company. Everyone thinks I'm with the NEA, and they try to impress me, and I'm a horrible actor, whatever. And I just couldn't. I tried to wring laughs out of it, and I think it was very much based. A, and it's not my sense of humor, and B, the original person who did it, his tics and foibles and whatever, it was all centered around what he could do. So I was trying to and I can tell you.
Were you supposed to be R. Hamilton Wright?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I met him afterwards, and he was like, "Hi." Right?
He's a lovely actor.
That seems appropriate.
He's a lovely actor.
Yeah. No, he is. He's a great actor. But it was so funny. He came to see the show, and afterwards, I was like... And I met him in the hall. I was like, "Hi, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too." Okay. I'm going to do a dinner party, but thanks for coming. I hope you guys did enjoy the show. All right, well, take care. I love Mother. Is that my mother calling me?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, R. Hamilton Wright. Merry Christmas, R. Hamilton Wright. And I'm sure he was great in it. And I've seen him. He's great, right? But
yes.
But I can say... There's a lot of things we can say about that production. We don't need to get into it too much. But it was not great. And I would go out on stage, and the feeling, man, of standing in front of... Because I would be doing these shows. I would always do shows, for the most part, doing shows that I would either generate or really, really want to be in. I was like one of those actors, especially after a while, even in the beginning. But I was like, if I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. I just don't want to do it. I'm not good if I'm acting in a show if I don't want to be in it. I'm good. I can be okay, but I can't be great. And it's it's a lot of time. But to do a show where you're standing in front of 500 people and they're laughing their heads off and you don't think it's funny, it's like there's emptiness inside of you, You're like, what's wrong with me? Or conversely, what's wrong with all of them?
more to the point, yeah.
Really, let me circle in on that. What are you all laughing at? I mean, I'm glad everyone's having a good time. I'm glad I'm getting paid. But really, this is some poo-poo. Oh, well.
Yeah. Tell me how you started to develop the Keefe. It's a Keefe, right?
Yeah, it's Keefe. Yeah.
The Keefe character. Tell me about that.
Yeah, Keefe came out of. So talking about, it's a good segue from the Tallahassee scene. So I did the show. It was called Club Park Avenue, this bar in Tallahassee, Florida. I don't know if it's still there, but they would do those nights that were gay, and we did a number of shows there. And so I had the opportunity of. And we did it. Oh, you never did it. Oh, you weren't in St. John. Of doing rebar shows, doing shows at bars, where you get to be in the bar when no one's in the bar. It's great, right? Because it's a fun feeling. It's like going to the mall when it's closed, but you're inside of it somehow, and it's just magical. Or it's like when COVID first starts and no one's on the streets and you're out there. It's just like that kind of time.
Totally worth it. Totally worth it.
Totally worth it. Thanks everybody for that magical time. Where's my shot? But getting to be in the bar, especially that bar in Tallahassee, smells like cigarettes and beer but it's great. And the manager of the bar, his name is Keefe. His name was Keefe. And I remember, I didn't know him, but I would watch sometimes. And there was one time when he's like, "Yo, you took your collar off, Father. Thank you." There's one time, I was getting a little stuffy myself. There was one time when I was there during the middle of the day. He was getting prepped for that night. He was talking to the woman behind the bar, and he's like, she said something smart, whatever. And he's like, bitch, don't you fuck with me. And I was like, and it just stuck in my brain. And then years later,
what did he look like? What did he look like?
In my mind, he had this shock of white hair, very skinny, tall, like skinny face. I don't want to say too much because he's a real person. He's still alive. Sure. Hi, Keefe. Thank you. But many years later, here in Seattle, there was a theater company called Aha Theater. They had an event they did one time, I think only, called the Laugh Olympics. And they asked people in town, comedians in town or whatever, actors, to do a piece that only they would think was funny. To push, something and just present something that they thought no one else is going to find this funny, but I do. And so for whatever reason, I was thinking about what to do, and I thought about Keefe, and I thought about those Southern Queens, and I was like, I'm going to write a monologue. I wrote a monologue for Keefe. He just comes on stage, and in the early stages for this character, I would do just monologues. And this first one, he comes out and he's just like, he'd be the person at the bar, at a gay bar or any bar, who just talks to you. And you're not, you're like, what? And it's just like, yeah, so anyway, girl, I was talking about, hey, honey, what's up? Well, fuck you, bitch, I wasn't looking at you anyway. That person, right? And would be very sweet, like a Southern kind of queen who's just like, can be very mannerly and very courtly, and very sort of like polite, but then also just like, you fucking bitch, I didn't talk to you anyway, what you talking about? You know what I mean? And, so I just did that. And he staggers on just drunk, like, anyway, I didn't want to talk about that. Hey, girl, what's that? And so I just did this monologue, right? Thinking, like, it's so on the edge of being offensive. But I didn't worry about that, but I did think about it later. Because it was it's not a stereotype. It is a stereotype that is true. And I was very careful always not to make him a caricature of that person. But it's not a very shiny, bright light to put on the gay community, at least in the beginning days, And then I did that, and then it was really popular, People liked it. And so I just kept doing them. These monologues, I would write new ones, and usually it would just be him coming on stage, usually at a bar. I had him one time working at the flea market. He was in Tallahassee selling like fake perfume, like designer knockoff perfumes. Just like, who wants some Essence de Puma? What, girl? I'm tired. Is what?
Wasn't there a guitar involved at some point?
No.
Oh,
no, that's
okay.
a different thing. That's a different character that I did. Yeah, there's only one time this other character. So Keefe then, and then I decided, if you want to hear the story about Keefe, we're talking about that.
Sure.
I had always wanted to do a show with Keefe, but I don't like one-person shows where it's just like one character on stage, and I don't know, it's just not my thing. Not to do it, I didn't want to do a long monologue. And then I got together with a performance artist and a really brilliant improver, Jennifer Jasper, who you probably knew, and talked to her about the idea, and we came up with this format. Oh, because this is how the idea came apart. One night before I had the idea to do the show, what it was going to be, I was out with a bunch of friends out here at Port Townsend. We rented it's like a naval base here. We rented one of the old decommissioned bases or whatever, the houses, and we drank all this red wine. And we were playing blackjack, and I was dealing, and out of nowhere, Keefe started dealing. And I did it for like 4 hours. And so much, that's one of the few times in my life I remember blacking out. I remember I woke up in the morning, I was like, how did I get into my bed? And what happened last night? And everyone said, you came up with a show. And I was like, great!
Now tell me, what is it?
Please. Because they were like, that's it. Have Keefe deal blackjack. And so then I came to Jennifer and I was like, how do we do this? I want audience members to come up. How do we structure it? And so initially it was very structured. We did a first show that was it was improv, but it had an arc. And then as I went along with it, it became less and less structured. And now it's just, when I go back to doing it again, very free form. Like so much so that it almost doesn't exist.
and yet it somehow works?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, totally. The first one I did, so I did a number of these shows that were structured. It would be 4 audience members come up, audiences out there. I asked 4 audience members come up. We played blackjack. And the initial concepts of it, I would have an arc to the evening that I wanted to hit. There would be a phone call that would help me structure it. Oh, my best friend doesn't like my boyfriend. There'd be a call from the best friend, a call from the boyfriend. Those are the only things that I knew would happen, but it gave me something, and then it would resolve, right? Then I came back to do it again, and I thought, I'm going to blow all that up and have no structure at all. Can I do it with no structure? And so I came back and tried that. And then the first time I did it, it was at the Rendezvous, which is a bar here in town, and there's space in the basement called the Grotto. Very small space. And the first time I was setting up like a madman at 7:30, and I realized, and people were coming down. There's no entrance door, and people are coming down, right? I'm like, put on Keefe's outfit. Keefe's getting ready. So I put on Keefe's outfit. And so from there forward, as soon as I got there, I mean, it was when a reasonable time people would show up, I'd put on Keefe's outfit. Everyone that I worked with, all the tech people, Keefe was here. And everyone loved it. You know what I mean? You could say about it.
You were just Keefe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, everybody, oh my God, the show. And then the show starts and it keeps going. And then at the end of the show, I would come out, I'd go out, hey, bye, everybody, bye. I'd go backstage. I'd come out and as me, and, you know, jokingly, like, what did I miss? Like, Keefe, like, I don't exist. I have nothing to do with the show. It's Keefe's. And then it became great for me because I realized, oh my God, Keefe's doing a show. I let go of this idea that he was, because we were in the initial concept, it was, we're in Las Vegas. Everyone has to pretend they're in Las Vegas. And I fell into a lot of traps because of that. And so I was like, I need to get rid of that concept because people are trying to pretend like they're somewhere they're not. So we're here in Seattle. For whatever reason, Keefe is dealing. And now he travels from Tallahassee monthly to do this show. And so he's putting on a show that nobody comes to. But he's trying to be famous, which tagged nicely into my own desire to be famous. But he could be shameless about it. So I could do anything. And it was Keefe doing it, right? I did burlesque. Because Keefe would go, and I'd sometimes do local, like, cabaret things, and have him just come up and be like, hey, everybody, I do a show. Let's go there. And so then I was like, he's watching this stuff. Let's have him try to do burlesque. He's seen burlesque. Let's have him try to do it. So I talked to Waxy Moon, who's a local performer. She gave me an outfit, and I went out there. Oh, my God. And I went out there, and I had this idea. So I did this to I'm a Woman, right? Kind of like bad burlesque, but like funny because it's me, but like not good burlesque. And then I'd structured it. So it got down to my almost nothings. And then it switches over to cherry pie. I get down to my absolute nothings and do like Florida stripper dancing like he would know. And then it switches to you gotta have a gimmick from Gypsy. Because he's like, but the trick is you gotta have something they remember you by. And I put this, at the beginning of this, before I went out, I put a tiny little towel up my asshole, in my asshole. And it's like, you gotta have a gimmick if you wanna get involved. Pow! And I pull this little towel out of my asshole. And I'm like, get out, everybody. And I'd never done it. I didn't practice it. So when I'm out there doing it, your ass doesn't want to keep a towel up in it. So it's like trying to push it out all the time I'm performing. And I'm just like... But it gave me the opportunity to do that. Because it's like, he's trying to do it. Like, what's Keefe gonna do if he does burlesque? How's he gonna get famous? What can he do? I did stand-up one time where I tried to tell a joke, and the microphone kept slipping down, and I was like, so who likes milk? Oh, shit. You know? I had no punchline, right? But I was just like trying to tell this joke. So, you know how milk is in the fridge, and oh, shit, motherfucker. And I didn't mean for the mic to slip down. It just did, so I went with what was happening, and that was funny, right? Because I know these stand-up comics, and I was like, what if he's seen stand-up comedy? I can do stand-up comedy? How hard is that? Just get up and tell a joke. Who likes milk? Anybody here like milk? Yeah, it's okay the other day.
So Keefe,
brilliant.
Keefe has done a ton of stuff with you.
Yeah, he has. He's almost I'm almost at a certain point. I think I've regained my dominance in this relationship. But for a while, Keefe was really, because I did it. When I started doing the new show, there was a bunch of people from this bar that I went to that came to see it. And at the bar, when I would see them, I was not that effervescent, especially because I went through my depression and they saw that happen. But even then, I wasn't like, they didn't know who I was really. And then they came to see the show, and I'm Keefe. And Keefe can say anything to anybody, is more bold. Am I too loud? Okay, I'll take it down.
No, you're good.
Well, you made a thing like I was too loud.
No, I was checking the refrigerator because suddenly there was a weird hum. So
it's just the refrigerator.
Yeah.
So I would be me, but they didn't know. And so Keefe can be whatever. And I can say whatever. And he was much brasher than I was at the time. Bolder and just like, and I was like, they like Keefe more than they like me. Because I would come out before the show, they'd see Keefe. They wouldn't see me. I'd be like, hey, girl. And I'd get to know them, and I'd have a relationship with people. And even people I knew very well, Keefe has relationships with them.
Right, yeah.
I'm not crazy, but like when they come to see the show, Keefe relates. I recognize that they've been there before. Hey, Ben, what's up? Ben's here, y'all. But it's not me, and it's whatever. So for a time, I was like, these people don't want to hang out with Steven.
They prefer Keefe.
Right. But that's no longer true. But Keefe, actually, the boldness that I have now is attributed to that, I think, a lot.
Hold, please.
Jason, we're on a hold. We're on a hold, please. I don't know what he's doing. He left the frame. Wow, look at his fancy mic. You have a real... Okay, I would like to say this.
Unplug the fridge.
Oh, that's... Okay.
Yes? What were you going to say?
Your mic is beautiful.
It's nice, right?
Yeah, you're going to have a much... I see how this is working.
It's going to be the same. I mean,
it won't be the same. It won't be.
No, I've heard them both, and
they're good.
What's being recorded is on this, not this mic. It's just for you.
Oh,
it's just for you.
Thank you. Hello.
Keefe.
So that's whatever. That's Keefe. So the boldness that I have now. I mean, Keefe became nicer as the show went on. He was trying to be more compassionate. He was no longer... I knew I couldn't do a show from the beginning when I was having people up. I couldn't be that caustic, right?
Because who can... That doesn't work.
Nobody. I didn't want to... And I didn't want to do that. That's not fun. I don't want to be like... And I would never make fun of somebody. I mean, I would rib. I will rib you. I will like push it as far as I think I can and then back off. But I'm not going to be like, you're the center of the joke, bitch. I'd never do that, right? That's not nice. Yeah. I mean, I can do it if someone smarts off, but...
A really good model for that is... the characters that Kevin Kent builds.
Yes, absolutely.
There's always like such a warmth and a heart.
Yes, but he can he'll push you to the point of embarrassment, but not deathly, right? Just up to your limit.
Yeah.
And if you go by it, you go, oop, my bad. We can back up.
Because
it's okay.
It takes care of the other people.
Right.
And that's your job as a performer.
And it's my job as a performer. And the thing that Keefe has that I don't, if I were to do this is Stephen Hando's show, we're just going to chat. Keefe is such a open wound and such a mess. And I'm a closed wound. He's such an open wound and puts everything on the table. Everyone knows he's a fuck up. So they will say things they might not say otherwise. Because he's both a fuck up and very compassionate and very understanding about, people's foibles. So it's like, girl, I know. You were in that relationship for 6 years and it's fucked up. Yeah, totally. No judgment. Right?
Yeah.
And so in that way, people loosen up often. And we have fascinating conversations because they're also not being recorded. And sometimes there's only there've been 6 people there. One time there were 6 women there and we talked. I was like, come on, everyone up to the table. People I didn't know. There's one person I knew. I was like, okay, we were doing the show. And then I was like, okay, I got a question. Blowjobs. What do you really think about them, ladies? And we had a very, very, very frank discussion about the reality of women giving blowjobs for these women, right? Fantastic. And then I was like, oh my God, shoplifting. Who's done it? Everybody had done it. And we got to talk about it, right? Because there was nobody there. And it was great.
It's classic, though, too, because a character can do that. And just that happened with 6 people. But that's what art does for people generally in culture. It's a different space, however you want to call that space, that people can actually reveal themselves and be vulnerable in a way.
Absolutely.
That's so cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So
there's that.
Do you think, one of the things we had a conversation about was doing kind of what you would call outsider art or kind of John Waters weirdo art.
Yeah.
Was Keefe another step in that direction or just another part of,
Yes, absolutely. I thought of myself as just being a normal guy, as being almost like a square. I mean, that's how I thought of myself.
You're a Canadian.
I'm not sure what that means.
Isn't that a start towards more squaredom? Or do you think Schitt's Creek now, everything's Canadian all the time? Is that what it is? You're finally ascendant? Is that
Kids in the Hall were around a long time before Schitt's Creek, proving to people and everybody funny in America.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, a lot. Right?
It's so true.
It is true. And it's because It's because I think we might have talked about this already, because we have partly that outsider perspective, that we can come into American culture, which we understand very well because we live in it.
Yeah.
But we're not a part of it.
Yeah.
So it gives us like somebody who's Jewish or something, like people that are classically funny. There's a lot of people that are funny from different ethnicities and races and outside of main culture, because you get to go like, crazy. Do you all see how crazy this is?
Yeah.
Do you just not?
Yeah, that's cool.
So, but yes, so doing Keefe, I mean, pulling a towel out of my ass, like I would never go like, this is Stephen Hando, I'm doing burlesque. Why did you do that? Like.
So what was people's response to that? That last part.
Surprisingly mute. I really expected. I mean, they must have been in their own nightmares and dreams. They have it, and I would like to talk to the 30 people. It wasn't like a huge crowd or anything. I'm certain they remember it, but it wasn't like I expected Facebook to blow up the next day. Nothing. So I think it's one of those things that it's a private moment of terror and whatever it was for them. I don't know. But I knew there was, I was like, I thought I was going to nail it. I thought they're going to like, this is going to be it. Everyone's going to talk about this crazy thing I did. It's like divine eating shit. It's like, well, I guess I got to eat shit if I want that kind of recognition.
If you want that particular kind.
Right. Or anything at this point. Where's some shit? I'll eat it. Is that what you want? Is this what you want when I'm dancing?
What do you need?
What do you want? I'm sorry everyone's busy with COVID and homelessness and everything, but what about my dancing?
Do you feel your dancing's taking off? Because
No.
I've been watching more.
There's one more. You don't like them. You like a couple.
I
Sometimes.
like all the ones I watch.
So 5.
Four, actually.
Yes. Do I think it's... No, I would not use the words
That's like
taking
2
off.
minutes. That's 2 minutes of viewing, though.
I know.
I watched 4 of them.
I know. Thank you. Is that what you wanted?
No.
It's not. I mean, I keep waiting for it to. I just keep waiting for it to. I think I've cracked the code. Well, no, not really, because I've not gotten more than 11 likes on anything on Instagram.
I saw 30 views.
For a dance?
Yeah, 30 views, I guess.
30 views.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know.
I can't explain it. And it's fine. I'm getting better and better about being like, whatever. Like, strangers, there's 10 strangers who saw something I did and watched it, especially if it's one of the longer pieces, like 4 minutes, and liked it. That's great.
Yeah. And plus
great.
everyone that walked by you.
Right. And that's the thing. It actually became more, I realized, this is true in Mexico City and certainly true here, where I would be doing them, I started doing them without my camera. Not full dances, but I'd be like dancing around all the time. And like I'd stop and dance, and like I realized it's not. And then anybody who's watching me do the dance, I'm actually doing it for them. Especially when I'm doing it at a busy street corner. It's really for the people that are driving by.
Yeah.
Like they're the ones who are getting the strongest experience because they don't hear the music.
Yeah.
They just see this guy, because I always have headphones on, dancing. Why?
Yeah, that's cool.
That's the best thing, really. And there are people who have told me, like, I don't listen to music when I watch your dances. And I get it. I did one in the Mexico City airport when I was leaving, and I published it first without music, and I watched it, and I was like, wow, that is interesting. Because I'm listening to my music, so I'm lost. I'm not thinking about where I am. Right? And so then I go back and I look, and I'm in the fucking Mexico City airport. And it's beautiful, the way that it's shot.
It is a beautiful airport.
And it's a beautiful airport, and the way that like I just got it nicely with all the little things, and it's very white and chrome, and just like, it looks beautiful. And I'm like doing this like very dance with no music. There are people behind me. What are they thinking? But it doesn't even occur to me when I'm doing it, because I can't think about that, right? So for me to watch it later, I was like, oh, I see. I get it. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Whatever.
Nice. Should we wrap this up? I have
Are you
about,
done?
I have about a half an hour and another call. So.
Yeah. Give yourself some time. I hope there's something, Jason. I mean, this is.
Oh, there is. There is.
Okay,
This
good.
is
There's enough for
exactly-
Jason to use. I'm less interested in talking about me and us. I mean, us. No, I'm interested in talking about you, and you can ask about me, but like, I'm glad
This
we're
is-
past that
this is
background
great.
stuff, because that's like,
Yeah,
blah,
but
blah,
that's-
blah, blah.
but
Who
that's
cares,
good.
really?
Because we'd already referred to Keefe a couple different times. and
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
No, it's good. I think Kiwi's important to me, and the novel I mean, Keefe's the one writing the novel, Another Fabulous Nothing. He's one of the writers of that novel, and I want this to be connected to that.
Yeah.
So it's useful.
That's good.
It's interesting.
Great.
I mean, if I finish the novel, I have like 2,000 words almost.
Excellent. Very good stuff. Very
As soon as
good
I get a
stuff.
job, I'll write more.
Okay. Great. So I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow, same, no. 4 o'clock your time, is there a change on that? Or so it's going to be like...
I think it's 4 o'clock my time. Yeah.
Okay, so that's 1 my time?
Yes.
12? 1.
1 o'clock. Excellent.
I've been in many time zones recently, okay?
No, I got it. I
Apologize.
totally get it.
Mexico City.
Just saying, Mexico City.
All right.
Okay, fantastic.
See you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.